Our opponent this week, the University of Mississippi, or Ole Miss if you enjoy quaint racial slurs. The University of Mississippi reeks of a faux sensibility of contrived class, and the remnants of Jim Crow Dixie survive here like a cockroach paying taxes on a Twinkie. The Ole Miss athletic squads are called the Rebels, to honor those brave souls who fought and died for the cherished and time-honored right to sell their fellow man. Mississippians love the Confederacy so much they repeat its history every few years, bringing in yet another redneck to recruit 18-year-old Southerners to waste their lives on a lost cause, and eventually the whole thing burns to the ground. Ole Miss has chosen their new mascot, the Black Bear. This barely beat out their first choice, the White Bear with a black friend. So the mascot for the Rebels is a bear. I'm not sure what a bear has to do with rebelling. Maybe these bears actually start forest fires, or maybe they in fact do not in the woods. And Black Bear? If Ole Miss patronized African Americans anymore, they'd be elected senators in New York. Ole Miss had to change their mascot from Colonel Reb, a cantankerous cane-wielding Confederati, due to the pressure of political correctness. The Rebels caved so hard, Chilean miners are writing a book about it. It's really just too bad that no one in Mississippi will be able to read it. Ole Miss is located in Oxford, Mississippi. The only thing Ole Miss and the real Oxford over in England have in common is that neither have won a conference championship in football since JFK was alive. There are those who call Oxford a racist place, but I don't think that's fair. A Klan rally is a racist place. Oxford is the place that Klan rallies avoid so they don't get a bad name. Ole Miss is coached by Houston Nutt. Nutt is kinda like the saltine of the coaching world. He's a cheap cracker whose teams are salty when they're inside the box, but get stale the more they air out. Nutt was the Arkansas coach for 10 years and 3 cup sizes. He moved to Mississippi after being fired in 2007 like a turd lobbed from a tree fort. Houston Nutt's coaching has killed more quarterbacks than a dozen of Steve McNair's girlfriends. Ole Miss is quarterbacked part-time by Jeremiah Masoli, a poor man's Cam Newton. And by that, I don't mean that he is a similar player who is lesser known, but only that he steals cheaper laptops. Masoli had to flee Oregon to avoid prosecution under the 3 strikes law, but has found a home with the Rebels. The locals love Masoli because they haven't had a black man from the North move to Mississippi since the repeal of the Fugitive Slave Act. Here's to you, Ole Miss, the cranky grandpa we don't bring our minority friends around. In the grandest of ironies, you remain in the SEC because of tradition, and yet you embarrass the SEC because of tradition. Don't go away mad, Ole Miss. Just go away. Racist.